question, did King Zedekiah really have a son named Mulek? The Book of Mormon claims that King Zedekiah had a son named Mulek, who somehow escaped execution when the Babylonians conquered Jerusalem in 587 BC. Mulek then sailed to the Americas, where his descendants eventually merged with the Nephites. Yet if Zedekiah actually had a son named Mulek, you might wonder why he's never mentioned in the Bible. Or is he? Some scholars have proposed that Mulek may be a shortened form of the name Malchiah, which does show up in the Bible. This would be like the biblical name Baruch, which is short for Berechiah. It could also be compared to the English name Mike, which is short for Michael. When names were written out in ancient Hebrew, the vowels weren't included, so Mulek and Malchiah would actually look like this. And then if Malchiah's ending were dropped, which was fairly common for this type of name element, it would be spelled just like Mulek. As one scholar puts it, the MLK basis of both Hebrew names is clear. There's more to the evidence, though. Not only does the name Malchiah show up in the Bible, but it does so in a way that directly invites a connection with Mulek from the Book of Mormon. In the Bible, we learn that the prophet Jeremiah was cast into the dungeon of Malchiah, the son of Hamelech. The King James translation makes it seem like Hamelech is the name of a man, but it's actually just the Hebrew term for the king, which is why many modern translations render it as Malchiah, the king's son. But who was this king? We can be confident that it was Zedekiah himself, who is mentioned in the preceding verse and is the only king named throughout this chapter. In simple English, it's as if the Bible is claiming Zedekiah had a son named Michael, and the Book of Mormon is claiming he had a son named Mike, except the actual names are Malchiah and Mulek. Yet this connection would only be apparent to someone familiar with ancient Hebrew, which Joseph Smith wasn't in 1829. One might still wonder, though, whether the Malchiah mentioned in the Bible ever really existed. Here's where an ancient artifact comes in handy. In the 1980s, a small clay stamp seal dating to the late 7th to early 6th centuries BC was discovered in Jerusalem. It bears the name Malchiyahu ben Hamelech. Malchiyahu is just a variant spelling of Malchiah, and Ben Hamelech simply means son of the king. In other words, the name on the stamp seal matches up well with Malchiah, son of the king from the book of Jeremiah, which matches up well with Mulek, son of King Zedekiah from the Book of Mormon. As one scholar concluded, it appears that the seal of Mulek has been found. While the connection can't be proven definitively, it lends ample support for the Book of Mormon's claims about Mulek, as well as Joseph Smith's prophetic calling. That's the evidence. You decide.